This week's tutorials on a couple of the problems that you'll see in in your exercises. These problems particularly come from 3.2 Part A. I've had a couple of questions on when do we, or what's the difference between no solution and zero. And the main fundamental difference is zero is zero. It's just zero is actually a number. It's zero. No solution means it's impossible. So to be, I don't know, an easy example is something that would be like 10 equals 7. That's no solution. 10 does not equal 7. But we could get that x equals 0, and which would make the whole statement true. So I'm going to go through two of the problems. One of them is going to be no solution, one of them is going to be 0, and I'll talk about it a little bit more. So the first problem that I'm doing here is number 19. So I look at this equation I have here, and I want to solve for x. So I start doing my PEMDAS. So I want to break down these parentheses right here. So I'm going to multiply my 6 in, so I get 6x minus 30. And then I don't do anything to this x here, so it's just still minus x equals 5x minus 20. Now I want to work to get all of my x's together. So on the left-hand side, I'm going to combine my 6x and negative x here. I'm going to end up with 5x minus 30. And then on my right-hand side, I can't combine anything over there, so I just keep it the same, 5x minus 20. Now I want to get my numbers on one side and my my x's on the other side. So I am going to add 30 here, and that's going to cancel that out, so then I got to add 30 over here. So I get 5x equals 5x, and then negative 20 plus 30 is positive 10, so plus 10. And now I'm going to subtract my 5x here, because I want to get my x's on the same side, so I'm going to subtract those cancel. But then what I do to one side, I got to do the other, so I have my 5x over there added to that. So when I combine my negative 5x and positive 5x, I get 0, right? They cancel each other out. And then I get 0 equals 10. Well, that is not a correct statement. 0 cannot ever equal 10. Doesn't matter what universe you're in. 0 is never going to equal 10. So that's when we say we have no solution. Okay? This is a non-true statement. 0 cannot equal 10. So what does no solution mean? It means there is no number that we could plug into x that would make this statement true. And you can try all day, you can plug in as many numbers as you want, but there is absolutely no number that you could substitute in for x that would make this a true statement. Hence the reason it's no solution. And that's one of the big differences between no solution and 0. When you get an answer of 0, it means you can plug 0 in for x and you will get a correct answer. You'll get two things that equal the same thing. So that's the fundamental difference between a no solution problem and a problem where you just get 0. So let's do one more problem, and we're going to do number 21 here. And we'll go through this. So number 21, we're going to just do the same thing we did in the last one. We're going to combine like terms, we're going to try and get everything on the same side, and then solve for x. So right off the bat, I see something that's kind of interesting. Everything has an x in it. So I'm going to end up combining everything. So I'm going to do 5x minus 13x, which gives me negative 8x, plus x gives me negative 7x on the left-hand side. Negative 7x. Then on the right-hand side, I have 7x plus 8x. So that gives me 15x. Now I want to get my x's on the same side. So I get plus, so I want to add 7x here. So that cancels, but then when I do there, I got to do over here. So when I do that on the left-hand side, that becomes 0. And you say 0 equals 15x plus 7x is 22x. And now I want to get x by itself. So I'm going to divide by 22, and those will cancel. And I do 0 divided by 22, and then I get that 0 equals x, because 0 divided by anything is going to be 0. So you kind of see the difference here. Here I actually got something that x equals. Yes, x equals 0, which seems funny, but it's what it equals. So if I come into this problem and I plug in zeros for all those x's, I'm going to end up getting, because zeros just, it's going to be 0 times 5, which is 0, 0 times 13, which is 0, and x is 0. It's all going to end up saying just 0 equals 0. So really, in practical world, what does this get us? Well, nothing really. But it's more the exercise. It's understanding that 0 can be an answer, whereas no solution means there is nothing that you can plug into that problem that will give you a correct answer. So I hope this helps a little bit, just kind of a quick brief tutorial on some of your problems you'll be doing this week. Hopefully that answers a few questions as to what the difference between no solution and 0 is. If you have any more questions, feel free to let me know. Have a good one.